How are you doing in the midst of COVID-19? How are you doing psychologically at the moment? How is your mental health? All of us are in different situations. Some of us may be absolutely on top of the world and doing fine at the moment. Other of us may be experiencing quite a lot of anxiety and worry and stress. We're all in different situations. Some of us are stuck at home, either by ourselves or with our families. Some of us are out there working on the front line. Some of us have lots of time on our hands, and some of us are rushing from one thing to the next and have very little time at all. I want to offer you some thoughts and reflections on psychological well-being in a few sessions. These are not very long. They are there for you to use however is most helpful for you. If you've got lots of time on your hand, you may want to look at one session a day and slowly mull over and think about the different things that I reflect upon. If you've got very little time in your hands, you may want to rush through them, grab the headlines, come back to them sometime later when you have more time. You've got to do what works for you. Now, when you put stuff out there on the internet, you never know quite who's going to see it. Many of you will know who I am. Some of you will not. For those of you who don't, my name is Simon. I am a third order Franciscan and a priest in the Church of England, and I'm a school chaplain. And I'm somebody who has engaged academically in a lot of research over a number of years in the world of pastoral psychology, and particularly thinking about how evidence-based, established processes in the world of acceptance and commitment can help us live out psychological well-being, psychological flexibility in the world. And I offer you these thoughts not as some kind of expert who's got it all sorted, who never experiences any difficulties. I offer them to you as somebody like all of us who struggles with difficult thoughts and feelings, with anxiety, with worry, with difficult things. But I offer them to you as somebody who has found these processes really invaluable in experiencing well-being and psychological flexibility. I offer them to you as a pastor and as a priest and somebody who cares about our psychological well-being in the world. I talk about evidence-based processes, and if you want to explore this further, please do Google acceptance and commitment therapy. Particularly go to the website of the Association for Contextual Behavioural Science, where there's a great resource of all the research that has taken place over years and years and years and years to show how these ideas and processes can be really helpful for us, both in the short term and in the long term. And I ask you not to take my word for it either. Put these things into practice, give them a go, see how they help. If your experience is anything like mine, they are really, really helpful ways to live out the fullness of life in this world psychologically, healthily. In these reflections, obviously, you don't have to be a Christian, you don't have to be a person of faith to benefit from some of these thoughts and ideas. But I am a Christian and I am a priest, and I share these to you believing that God has revealed to us the fullness of life in Jesus Christ. And so with these thoughts, I offer some reflections of where we might see these processes in the life of Jesus as well. My assumption is if Jesus reveals to us life in all its fullness and these ideas and processes are helpful, then we should see them in his life as well. And I think we do. So God comes to give us life in all its fullness in Jesus. And my prayer for you and for me in these reflections, whether you use them over a number of days or you use them all in one go, is that God would give us wisdom and insight and grace to experience, to taste, and to live out that life in all its fullness that God came to give us in Jesus. COVID-19 is a scary time for all of us. And so I offer this as something which may help all of us to live out psychological well-being in the midst of this challenging time. May God bless you.